Hi guys, in this video I'll be teaching you how to draw sketches, how to make your custom solids by drawing sketches of your own and then extruding them so that you can stop relying on the primitive shapes that are already there. So from my previous video you have learned how to use primitive shapes, how to use a fillet and chamfer, how to combine objects with merge, and how to use the cube. So when I say cube, I'm referring to this thing at the top, and also the different perspective, like different modes of uh, viewing the solid, orthographic mode or perspective mode, and being able to orient your workspace with orbit, pan, and zooming in and zoom out. So this is what you know from my previous video. So in this video, I'll be teaching you how to draw sketches and then how you can stop relying on primitive objects if primitive solids are not enough for your design. So for this video and for my previous video, I'm not considering exact dimensions or exact measurements into account. So that we can get familiar with the software, and then once you are familiar with the software, then it is pretty much easy to design something with up to dimensions if you know the software thoroughly. So let's go to the top view, because what I'll be drawing is sketches, and so they are mostly 2D. So I won't be needing to view from the other angle unless I'm extruding it and converting them to a 3D shape. So you can draw sketches by going to hovering over this icon which is next to primitives, and then you have already some ready sketches available so that you can use from them. And you have this polylines, plane, and then arcs, and then there is option called trim and externals, which you can use to modify draw your own shapes. So let's use the already available shapes that are there on Autodesk. So let's try and put all of these shapes on the workspace. So I'll start by rectangle. So it says click on the grid, sketch, or solid face to start sketching. So I'll click somewhere in the workspace, and once I click, it says click to specify the first corner. So I'll specify the first corner, and then it says click to specify the size of the rectangle. So I can specify the size of the rectangle by dragging the mouse in and out, so that when I reach my exact dimensions on the top, you can see the dimensions on the either side, the breadth and the width. You can like control them by moving the mouse, and then you can set, or you can manually set the values with the keyboard, say 100, and then the other side say 50, then hit enter. So and then click once. So when I left click once, I'll be done drawing the rectangle. I'll be still uh, so my cursor, I mean like my mouse pointer is still stuck to click to specify first corner. That means I'm still in the sketch mode. So when I click escape, I'll be out of the sketch mode. So that way I would be able to draw any of the shapes. So for the circle, it is you have to specify this center and the radius. For ellipse, you have to specify the center and the first axis and the point on the axis. For the polygon, it is the center and the radius and the number of sides. So let's draw all of them. So circle would be like specify the grid and then specify the center point and then drag until you get the proper radius. So that will be circle. Then you can go to ellipse. Ellipse should be center and then specify the first axis, and then I can have to select the point on the axis, point on the ellipse. Yeah, so that way I would be done with polygon, ellipse. Then I would draw a polygon, specify the center, and then drag to specify the radius. Hit tab to specify the sides. I can put 8, sorry, I can say 8, so it will be 8 sided, or I can say 5, it will be pentagon. Sorry, that is radius. So this will be some 12, 40, 40, and then I will go hit tab and then say 5. So it will be a pentagon. You can change it to any number of sides you want. So this way you will be able to use the ready shapes that are already available, and then can hit escape to come out of the menu, sketching menu. So now you've successfully drawn sketches. So now let's see how to convert them into solids, 3D solids. So that I will be able to do from the icon next to the sketches. I have something called construct. You just have to click on extrude under construct and then hover over any of the sketch that you would want to convert into solid. So I would start with rectangle. When I hover over them and left click once, I get this arrow which I can extend to convert into a solid. So this way I've converted into a solid. So I can do that with pentagon also. I can just pull it up. I can do that with ellipse, but with cylinder. Now circle, when I extrude it becomes a cylinder. So I get a cylinder. So this way I would be able to convert sketches into solids. So I'll show you some more interesting stuff with sketches and extrude. So I'll go to the top. So let's draw a circle. I'll specify the grid and specify the center and draw a big circle, and then draw a smaller circle within this circle with the same center. And then I have drawn two circles. Now I go to extrude from construct and then hover over the region between these two circles and left click once, and then see it from an angle by with the help of orbit tool, and then I would be able to extrude this. So now I get a hollow cylinder. This is how I can make some interesting stuff. So I can do that with any shape actually. So maybe between the circle I could draw a pentagon and then specify the center, and then so this is not a pentagon, I guess this is an octagon, or this is a hexagon because it has 6 sides. I can change the number of sides by changing this to 8, and then let the radius be this. So now I'll go to construct, extrude, and then hover over the region between them, and then extrude. So this way I would be able to extrude. Maybe I can use this as a spawner, like if I could 3D print it. So this way I would be able to draw sketches and extrude them. So these are with the shapes that are already available. These are with the sketches which are already available. So what if I need some special shape which is not available on the tool readily? So what I would do is I would use uh, Polyline to draw my own shapes. For example, my shape is something like this, and so you have to make sure that you close it. Suppose you don't close it when you are suppose you don't close it and you hit escape, you can see that sketch is not complete. When you will know when it is complete, so you know when it is complete when this sketch gets highlighted in blue. So now it's not complete, so it's not highlighted in blue. So when you complete it by by connecting them, so you see that the sketch gets highlighted in yellow. So it means that the sketch is closed and it is complete. So you have to make sure every time that you close the edge, I mean close the corner, close the vertices, otherwise you won't be able to extrude or do anything with the sketch. So then I let's extrude it. So we will hover over the sketch, and then once I hover, I'll orbit and then extrude it out like this. So this way I can convert any sketch into solid. So and then I would be able to draw any sketch with the help of the polyline, and I would get that. So let's try to add a curved edge on this side. So to add a curved edge, so I just have to select polyline, but instead of left clicking once and specifying the next point, I should hold the left click until I reach the point where uh, I have to end it, so that I get a curved I get a curved line. So I've got a curved line, but I have this thing that is not looking good, and then it is intersected. Now it's like two different sketches because it is two different closed sketches, right? So I would like to delete this, and I would like to remove this part of the sketch. So I would do that by going to sketch and then going to trim. So once I click trim, it says select the curve section to trim. So I just have to hover over the um, section that I want to delete. So that is this, and then it gets highlighted in red. So then I left click it once, then it disappears. So I can do that with this also, and then it's gone. So then I can go to construct, extrude, and then hover over the sketch, and then I would see it from an angle with the help of orbit tool, and then extrude my shape. Now I have the shape. So this is how you will be able to draw your custom shapes and extrude them, and be able to draw almost any shape with the help of this sketching tool and Polyline. And you also have arcs, 2 points arc and 3 point arc. So you should be able to use it. So let's try something like uh, suppose I let's rotate this first. So I select this, and then I would like to make this change the orientation of this shape such that it is standing. So that I would so to do that I have to go to the other side like this, and then use this wheel to rotate it to 90 degrees. So it says minus 90, so I will put minus 90. So I'm done rotating. So it's slightly under the grid, so I would use the move tool to bring it up. So brought it up. So now it is, yes, yeah. So now I would go ahead and delete the sketch because I don't need it now. So now let's do something interesting. So suppose I want to cut through this in a particular shape. So what I would do is I would draw the shape on top of this, and then use the extrude tool to extrude backwards so that it is cutting through the solid, and I have that opening there on in the shape. So let's try that. So let's draw a rectangle, and then I want to draw a rectangle on top of this. So I should specify where I want to draw a rectangle. So I would specify, I say I would want to draw it here. So it says okay, so specify the first corner. So I would specify the first corner as this, and then this. So I've done drawing the rectangle on top of this. So let's make the shape little complicated. So let's draw 3 point arc on top. So 3 point arc, I have to click once to click start editing, then specify the first point, and then um, specify the second point, and then just move it up and down to increase the arc length. So I'll keep it this much. So I've done drawing the shape. Now I would like to delete this edge so that I combine both the sketches together to be a single sketch. So that I would do, as you know, I would do that with trim. So I would hover over the sketch, and it says click to edit. So I'll left click once, and then hover over the edge that I want to delete, that it's highlighted in red, and then left click once. So I would be done deleting, then I hit escape. So once I do that, so as I told, I would draw the sketch and then extrude it backwards so that it cuts through the shape. So let's try and do and see what happens. So I have this construct tool, under that I have extrude, and then I hover over this sketch and then try to extrude. So when I'm extruding backward, it is in red, that means it is cutting through the object. So I can see it made this opening here. I still have my sketch here, so I'll go ahead and delete that. So this is the sketch that this is the shape of the sketch which I made, and then I extrude it through the shape so that it makes a cut of that shape through through the solid, and this it looks good. So I can do that with whatever shape I would want to do with. So let's try to extrude a circle on this side. Let's make a circle and extrude it out. So let's draw a circle on this side. So so let's draw a circle here, and then use the extrude tool, hover over the sketch, and then extrude it like this. You can see it extruded. Let's delete the sketch. So this is how you can use sketches and use the extrude tool to cut through the solid. And yeah, this is how you can do that. So this video was about this. Maybe I can teach you how to add text to leave some branding on your 3D object. Say, so how to add text is you just go to text here on top, click on text once, and then you have to specify where to add text. So let's put a put some text over here. So I specify. So I click to select the sketch. So it says now it says specify text position. So you just have to specify where you want the text to be. So I'll say let my text be somewhere here, and then it says text. I can even move the text later once I've specified the position. I can still move. I can also rotate the text orientation. So I can edit the text to be whatever I want. So let's say A, and then I can change the size of the text, say 20, and then click OK. So once I'm done placing the text, I can hover over the text to highlight it, and then I get the settings uh, icon here where I can edit the text if I want to. I can move the text if I want to. So if I have to move the text, I can move it like this, or I could go and extrude the text if I want. I can see it from this side and extrude it outside like this. So that way I would leave a branding like that. So this is how you can add text, extrude the text, or you could do something like instead of extruding the text, you could send the text inside like it is engraved. So let's so to do that, you just have to hover over the hover over this, select the object, hover over the face of the text, and once you're selected, there is a settings icon which says press pull. So instead of bringing it outside, you just have to take it inside the solid, and then so you basically cut through the solid, and then you can delete the sketch and delete the text from here. Yeah, so now you deleted the text. Now you have engraved the text on the solid object. So I think the extrude thing looks better, so I would go back to extrude. Yeah, so this way you will be able to add text and extrude the text also. So that's all with this video, guys. So hopefully I'll make another part where I would be teaching you how to subtract objects and use the subtract tool to be able to make some more complex designs. But as of now, that's all for the video, for this video. Yeah, thank you.